But how many people, put your hand up if you actually have too much to do in your day and can't get through everything? Awesome. Cool. All right. Speaking to the right people. Also, too, put your hand up if you understand that market leadership is important. Awesome. So I've sort of spent a number of times and things really hacking the way I do stuff and how I actually achieve market leadership, how I go pro. And that's what I want to share with you today, because this presentation was born out of numerous 5 a.m. breakfasts with Ed. It was in London at last year's conference where I spoke as well. And Ed had jet lag, and I'm a morning person. So I'm up at 5 most mornings anyway, train for marathons, as Michelle alluded to earlier. But I was up in London. Ed was up getting Starbucks because he couldn't sleep. And we just started chatting, just, as you normally do. We sort of caught up and just started talking about stuff we're doing on a day-to-day basis and how we actually get stuff done. And every sort of morning we'd sort of just catch up and share a tip and things like that. And Ed basically begged me to come today and actually share that with you guys. And I was a little reluctant because it's like, the magician never reveals his secrets. But I'm going to do that for you today. I'm going to literally stand up here and do my work. So you can watch me just do work. Sound fun? So basically I'm going to sit here and actually show you how I do different things, how I actually achieve market leadership, how I go pro in cool, funky, different ways. So does that sound good? Does that sort of apply to you guys? So you can apply this? So I really want you guys to take at least one thing home from this and apply it. This is not a theory-based presentation. There are some slides, but primarily it's going to be me standing here doing shit that you guys can do yourselves next week. So in exchange for me willing to give you this, can you guys make a promise that you're willing to actually try and implement one of these things this week? Awesome. All right, let's get started. Now, the really cool thing, this is a PC-friendly presentation. I am a Mac boy and I love my Mac, and I really encourage everyone to go Mac. However, I know there's some of you who don't want to go Mac. So everything I talk about today and all the processes I show you, there's also a PC alternative. At the end of the presentation, I've actually got a page on my website that I'll give you guys a link to that actually lists every different work hack, links to the Mac software to do it, and links to the PC software to do it. So you guys can actually go and actually take this, no matter what platform you're on, and apply it straight away. So it's none of this sort of Ed Dale up here showing how cool his Mac is, and then, well, what about everybody else? I was once a PC person too, so I know your pain. So, first thing I want to talk about is forum posting. One of the things that Ed talks about quite a bit is obviously market leadership, as we've already addressed. And to do market leadership, you have to be proactively in your market. You have to actually be out there contributing good quality content to the community. And that takes time. Or does it? Because the thing is, this is the comment Ed made to me. You can't outsource market leadership because that's you. You are the leader, you are the person, you are the face. You can't outsource that. You can't go and get some Filipinos or some Indians or some Sri Lankans or some Germans or Spanish people to go out and be you in the forums. It just is incongruent, and it will show through to your marketplace, and you'll just lose your market leadership like that. But what I showed you at 5 a.m. in London is you can outsource the process. That's what I'm going to show you. What I want to do in all these sessions, I'm going to actually give you some context, jump in and do it myself, and then I'll come back to the end and explain step by step how I did it. Is that fair enough? All right. So, forum posting. This is exactly how I do it. Every morning I get an email from one of my VAs that links through to some forum posts that she thinks is relevant to me. So let me open up a couple here. Elance, there's a Challenge Plus one, let's do that. I obviously won't do all of it. I'll just, let me just do these two to start with. Log into Challenge Plus. While that's happening. So Elance. So here is a forum post. Hi all, I currently have a template website that is getting me nowhere. I need some website design work and I'm hesitant about using Elance. Who else? Has anyone else been hesitant about Elance, getting ripped off and stuff? Yep. Although I see the ratings, I've never used Elance before. I'm trying to get comfortable with how it works. Do you prepay for the services or pay at completion? Anyone have advice as to the security, customer service, communication? I appreciate your thoughts. So this is how I will reply to this. Oops, hang on. Sorry guys. Hey, the grey goat. Pete Williams here. Look, I understand your hesitance about Elance. I had that too when I first started. There's a couple of really cool tricks with Elance is that you want to make sure you're selecting the right person. That's pretty obvious. And one of the tricks to doing that is what I call the self-selection method. So when you're actually writing up your job ad in Elance, if you actually ask them 3 specific questions they have to answer, and if the people don't respond with that answer, just ignore their bid for your job. It makes them actually self-select. I do random things like, what software platform were you on? What breakfast cereal did you have today? Some really random stuff, because on Elance, there's so many people out there that just spam the responses to try and get work. And you want to make sure you get someone who actually spends time and gives you a quality response. That's a quick tip. Hope it helps. Bang. I'll copy the URL, go back to QuickTime, save, done. Challenge plus. Okay, the internet's a bit slow. We'll only do one. Okay, so normally what I'll do, I will actually spitball through all those different responses that I get. Reply, attach, go down to movies. Oops, hang on, no, which one is it? That file. Attach that in. Let me just make a note. Bang. That's my market leadership for the day. Done. So obviously I explained some of that as I went, but you can sort of see that every day I can actually get through 8 or 9 forum posts in about 5 minutes. How much time are you guys spending right now to try and reply to 4 posts every day? A full CFT? A full 50 minutes at least? Yeah, at least that. I can do it all in 5 minutes. Let me break you down exactly the workflow that you guys can write down and implement yourselves this week. So, step 1, work out your own parameters. What I mean by that is pick the 4 or 5 forums that you're going to proactively contribute to. So obviously in your niches, you know the forums. From my Pete Williams Preneur Marketing brand, it's Challenge Plus, Challenge, Immediate Edge, Tim's forum as well over at 4hourblog.com, and a few other marketing type forums as well. So I want to be proactive in that because that's sort of that side of my business. So I can actually be a market leader in 4 or 5 different businesses on a daily basis because I just get different emails for different niches. So that's your first thing. Pick the 4 or 5 forums. Pick your topics of expertise. This is the important part. You want to effectively choose keywords. What are the topics that you know about? For me, it's AdWords, conversions, time management, and offline marketing for online business. Who's actually done the Going Analog course? A few of you guys? Awesome, awesome. So that's sort of the 4 or 5 topics that I want to be known for. Because one thing that Guru Bob really hounded into me over the years is you've got to be known for something. Jeff Walker, product launch guy. John Reese, traffic guy. So who do you want to be known for in your particular niche? That's the first thing. And then give those keywords and those topics to your outsource team, which is step 2. You outsource the source. You get them on a daily basis to go through the forums, to go through those 4 or 5 forums, looking for threads that are about your expertise. Get them to find 8 to 12 potential posts or threads based on your topics or keywords. Pretty straightforward. Sorry. The last one was pretty obvious. It was just get them to email it to you, like you just saw from my email. So just get them to actually email over the list of links. Nice and quick. Step 3 is to review and respond. This is exactly what you just saw me do. Review the threads, open them up, and pick the best. Now, to start with, they're not going to give you 8 quality threads because they haven't got to work with you. They don't know exactly what you're doing. So expect that to start with, out of the 8 to 12 threads they send you, 4 or 5 are probably going to be ones you want to actually respond to. And over time, as they get more of an understanding of you, your business, your style, they will actually then get better. So simply you do that. Respond to the threads. I use QuickTime Player. It's a free application from QuickTime, Mac and PC. And as you saw, you literally just open it up and under the file menu, record. That's it. And with the Mac, it's got the built-in mic. So I just start talking at my computer screen. It records the audio file. I then attach the 10, 12, 6, 3 responses to that email straight back to Flow. She then goes and transcribes them. She'll clean them up. She'll take the audio, she'll clean it up, take out the ums and the ahs, and she'll actually make it sound coherent. She'll actually do that for me. And she's learnt that I talk fast, and she's learnt my accent, and obviously over time she starts to learn the stuff that I know too, because I treat her as my personal assistant. She is amazing. Probably, I don't think anyone in my office is going to hear this, but I would take her over half my Melbourne staff. She is fantastic. And she's starting to learn my stuff, and I'll show you a little bit later on how she's starting to learn my stuff as well. That means when she's actually cleaning it up, she can kind of just make sense of my jabbering as well. She'll then go and post it in the thread for me. So it's coming from my voice. It's not an outsourcer doing it. It's my voice in the thread. And then the super ninja move is to then syndicate that. So that's the first part. You just get it in the forum. Transcribes it, done. A couple hours of her time in total gets you your market leadership. Then what I do is I actually get that syndicated. I actually take that content and put it, I've got my own unique Posterous network. I think it's just preneur.posterous.com. And she'll actually go and take that and make it a standalone article on Posterous, which then gets syndicated out through Twitter, Facebook, for backlinks and market leadership outside the forum. And the way I do that is she takes the title of the actual original question and makes it the title of the post, then writes, hey gang, just posted this on a forum thread over at the 4-Hour Workweek in this example, links through directly to the thread if someone wants to get involved in the conversation. B-Rad wrote whatever the question he actually wrote initially is, and then there's my response. And then, cheers Pete, and I actually write a bit of a PS here. This response was actually transcribed and posted by my virtual assistant. Another sort of subtle little market leadership thing in there to say, hey, this is how I do this. So people get a bit inquisitive and click on my links and come and learn stuff from me about market leadership and marketing.